Go ahead, sir. Throwback Sunday to what we all familiar with. We got Patriots and Broncos in the AFC. Gotta love that. Got some nice Rams Seahawks action. Funny thing about that, I think that what the last time Jared Goff's final playoff game as a Ram, no, because they beat Seattle that year, but he did play against Seattle, I think in the wild card round until then they got eliminated in the following round. But we got some throwback action going on, man. Stafford, the elder statesman of this conference championship Sunday. The old man out there, you got Jared Stidham, you got the young gun and Drake May, of course. And then you got Sam Darnold. That name doesn't necessarily fit into this entire situation for a lot of people, but interesting enough, he could be the first quarterback from the 2018 class to reach a Super Bowl and win one. Well, he will getting there. He'll still be the first to get there. Josh and Lamar haven't gotten there either, but if he wins it, what does that say about, I think, our overall take on what it takes to win in the NFL? Because if Sam Darnold, a guy who was a complete castaway, an afterthought, can resurrect his career in two different stops and then take that next stop to a Super Bowl and win it, and guys like the generational talents just can't get over the hump. Just an interesting anecdote, I thought. But Fidel, Ashanti, what y'all got for us today?
Man, we got a couple of good games tomorrow. Obviously, Jared Stidham is going to replace Bo Nix after that ankle injury. Good matchup. His essentially going against his former team that drafted him, and then his former head coach with the Raiders, now back with the Patriots. So a lot of people are doubting what Denver can do tomorrow. I think they're 3.5-point dogs, maybe 4. So, and then obviously we got the third matchup between the Rams and the Seahawks. We saw how both the first couple games were close, and yeah, I think we're in for a good championship Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree as well. I think that you know Bo Nix getting hurt really was a bummer because I really wanted to see like these quarterbacks duel it out. You know what I'm saying? Not taking anything away from Jared Stidham. I think the four quarterbacks, coaches in this game, in these two games are super intriguing, man. Take a look at this. You got Sean McVay. I think either yesterday or today was his birthday. He turned 40. He's accomplished like a career load of accomplishments already, man. I love Sean McVay as a coach. I think super underrated, man. You mean to tell me at the age of 40 he have 2 Super Bowls and multiple playoff wins? I think he's got 10 playoff wins already. He's done an amazing job with the Rams organization. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Coaching matters in this league, and he's the reason why that they've steered that ship back up to sea again. You know what I'm saying? This is a team won the Super Bowl. What was it, 2021, and wound up circling back, and now they're right back in position to win number 2, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's admirable. You look at Mike Vrabel as, well-respected head coach in this league, man. Unjustly, I think getting fired in Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? And leading this team from 4 wins to a championship game appearance with Drake May. Listen, coaching matters and quarterback talent matters. And Drake May has shown that he is absolutely ascended himself into the upper echelon of the NFL. Win or lose this game, I think Drake May is a phenomenal talent. The way he reads defenses, the way he processes, the way he get everybody. He's the kind of guy like Stafford early in his career, where I think that the only thing that's hurting him, I think he's been sacked. I think it was 47 times he's been sacked. 50, I think over 50 times in the regular season. I think the offensive line's got to protect him a little bit better. So and then for him to get a Super Bowl in his second season, man, would be admirable. I think his story is amazing. Sam Darnold, he can give everybody the biggest middle finger ever if he makes it to the Super Bowl, which I think is possible. They could win the whole damn thing. Seattle's that good on defense. You know what I'm saying? Coach like Mike McDonald, I mean, we're familiar with Mike McDonald here in Michigan, from him being on the Harbaugh staff, then going to Baltimore, ultimately in his second season, leading that team to where they're at now and possibly a Super Bowl appearance. That's intriguing. And then we know about Sean Payton, already won a Super Bowl, man. It's got Denver right in position. I think regardless if they win or lose, I think Denver's still on the right path. Jared Stidham, I think is very. I'll let you guys take it away. I know you guys want to get some stuff in, but Jared Stidham, 197 career passes coming into this game. So I'm not sitting here saying I'm in a Jared Stidham fan club. Like I've been following him, but I don't think it's as big of a mismatch as everybody thinks it is. I'll let you guys take it away, but we'll get into it.
Now, I think you made some very valid points that I didn't even think of over the past week or so. Sean Payton striving to get his second Super Bowl ring, that could put him in a whole different class. You can say the same exact thing for Sean McVay. If Sean McVay reaches 3 Super Bowls and wins 2, that puts him probably right there under Andy Reid. I would think you have to. As much as we love Kyle Shanahan has been kind of like the Josh Allen of head coaches. He's he's a tremendous coach, bro. Like he's tremendous. He's tremendous, but guy just can't get it done. You got Mike McDonald, a guy right there. He's the young gun of the crew. He has a possibility to win a Super Bowl in his second year as head
Yep.
coach. 'Cause, yeah,
Yeah,
last year was kind of rough for him, but he turned things around tremendously, very fast. And this is a guy who's the young guy of the crew. He's going to get his first. And then Vrabel. Vrabel has been on pretty much on a redemption tour. Like if he can, you talking about giving people middle fingers after the way things ended in Tennessee,
yeah,
and to see where they are now, and y'all thought, yeah, we just want to go in a different direction, Mike. You rub people the wrong way, Mike. You're too intimidating, Mike. You're too big. People don't really feel. Did you hear
No,
about that? They talked about how his presence made people uncomfortable because he was too big.
well, I think the end was nearing close whenever they traded AJ Brown during the draft.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
yeah.
you saw that that's something that he did not want to do,
right.
and they did it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and now it's a situation where I'm gonna go back home, resurrect things where I started at, and I'm gonna
yeah,
take them to one and win one there.
yeah,
So it's these other organizations, man. You got to make sure, for the most part, your next move is your best move.
yeah,
And typically, it's not for bad organizations. Not saying Tennessee can't turn it around, but I don't know.
yeah. I think the most thing, and let's just say these probably wasn't 3 of the 4 teams wasn't at least my picks to make it to this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I could have seen the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Just think about how we were thinking the season was going to play out. You know what I'm saying? As far as like Kansas City, Philly, even the Lions had some consideration. Then with Micah Parsons with the Green Bay, you said, okay, this is pretty much is those 4 teams in um, NFC, and then you get the AFC. Buffalo, and those teams. Houston was already kind of on the radar, but now as we're sitting here, championship weekend, I mean, it's kind of fitting that we're here because if you look at Drake May has been, other than Stafford, he's been the MVP has been the second best quarterback in the league, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm not taking nothing away. I'm not picking them to win this week, but I'm sure as hell ain't taking nothing away from the Patriots. I mean, like you said, I think from the coaching, just from the cachet of the organization as a whole, they have interchangeable guys on defense that they rotate in. I think Christian Gonzalez, other than Seattle secondary, Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis is a formidable CB1 and CB2 in the league. You know what I'm saying? So I like the receivers that Drake May has. Kayshawn Booty's a nice receiver. You got Kyle Williams. Stephon Diggs. I mean, man, they have some players over there that can really make their presence felt, especially in a game of this magnitude where you're going to need veteran leadership, to play in Mile High Stadium, you know what I'm saying, a championship game where it's a lot of history and mystique of that whole place, man. You know what I'm saying? Fidel talked about it before in the pre-show before we got on the air. It's hard to play there, regardless of who you are. You can be Jalen Hurt, you can be Matt Stafford, you can be Patrick Mahomes. Hell, Patrick Mahomes had his struggles there this year. So it's a tough place to play, man. I think for anybody to just automatically penciling New England in to win this game without Bo Nix playing, I don't think that's very smart. I really don't. I think the Broncos more than have a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? More than 50%, I would say they have a chance to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Only because I trust their defense, I trust what they're doing defensively, and I think they can make enough plays. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of pre-snap motion, put some guys in motion, make some short pass plays. And I just think the
He's
offense,
not lying.
and then I'll just say this before I let you guys take it away. Who's the best guy when you're in shambles offensively to make up a game plan? I think you would want McVay, Ben Johnson, Mike McDaniel, and Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say about that. I just think that this game between New England and Denver is going to be a hell of a game, man. Both games are going to be great, but I think that this game here, whoever can get the running game off, I know it's cliche, we see it, we say it every game. I think that's who's going to win the game. Whoever can run the ball and make it.
Yeah.
And then two, listen to this. Any quarterback, I always say, walk on Lions Avenue, like a confident, relaxed quarterback is a dangerous quarterback. And I think Jared Stidham done no pressure on him. I don't. I think because everybody expecting him to lose. That's why I say that. I think the locker room believes in him, the coaching staff believes in him, and he believes in himself. And I think that's dude. He's playing on house money. I think that he's going to be really just relaxed and ready to play. So
I think it also
Yeah.
comes down to what are you more comfortable with. Like
Yeah.
if you're Denver, you're in a situation where you have a seasoned vet who's been around, like as you mentioned, Ashanti, he's been around winning before.
Yeah.
So he knows what the preparation is. You know what I'm saying? He's been with both organizations. Of course, he was in New England. So I mean, or you can bet on the young kid Drake May. The way a lot of people bet on what's the name? Jayden Daniels from a year ago. He ultimately fell short to the eventual champs, but I think that I would probably rather be not long term, but I would rather be in Denver situation. I got either the number one or number two overall defense in football. We get after the quarterback. I have the number one cornerback in football.
Mhm.
We can stop the run. We can
Yeah.
run the ball when we need to. And I have a veteran quarterback who has some guys out there.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton has a certain type of skill set.
Yeah.
Franklin,
Yes.
the
He's
deep
back
threat.
too. He's playing
He-
playing tomorrow
yes,
too.
and it's like I really believe. I don't think. Listen, Sean Payton. I don't want to call it arrogance. I think he's confident enough in his scheme and his quarterbacks to get his ability to get his quarterbacks ready. I wouldn't be shocked if he came out there and threw the ball with Stidham a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and to me, you cannot be conservative with that.
Right.
If you guys are going to win this football game, he's going to have to make some throws. He's going to have to, run the ball a couple times. And he's been in the offense now for a couple of years. So I mean, he knows the offense. He knows what
Yeah,
he's
that's
doing
right.
out there, right? Uh, and again, Drake May's first playoff game on the road. Again, it's not a place to play in at Mile High, especially against that Denver defense. So I think it's going to be a good matchup. I know earlier in the week I'd picked the Patriots to win, but I changed my mind. I'm going Denver.
This man
Mhm.
said,
Yeah.
but I changed my mind.
Yeah. And I
Gotcha.
did the same thing Fidel did with the next game, once we get to it. But I'm gonna tell you why. You know what I'm saying? Why I changed it. But yeah, man, the coaching is intrigued. I'm fascinated how this game's gonna turn out. I can picture this one. I can picture in this game. I can picture a close game, and then a field goal is gonna win this thing. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Just it's plays. The fourth quarter is just the fourth quarter of any championship game or Super Bowl. That's where players' legacy gets born, right? Like Dion, remember Dion Branch for the Patriots back in the day?
Mhm.
It was almost like he went in hiding for the whole season. You didn't hear from him the whole season, and then these type of games, the Super Bowl, Deion Branch would break out and get you 8 for 121 and 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? What's the guy for the Giant, the David Tyree that caught the pass in his helmet? You know what I'm saying? And he would noticeably have a big game in a game like this. So you need the second tier guys to really show up. RJ Harvey is the guy I'm kind of intrigued by all season. It's sort of like he hasn't busted out of that shell a little bit for whatever reason. I'm not like in tune with Broncos football like exclusively, so I can't tell you if it's a coaching or anything like that, communication issue, but it just seemed like that kid is way more talented than what he's been used this year. So I'm looking for like an RJ Harvey to. He's got the speed, he's got the moxie to do it. I think that he's a guy that you can put him out there with McLaughlin and really make a difference for a guy like Stidham to make his job easier a little bit. So.
Yeah, and I think he's more of a threat on the receiving end right now. Chase McLaughlin, I believe, is the backup's name. I think he's more the actual runner for that Broncos offense. But yeah, I mean, RJ Harvey can do multiple things, and he's had a couple of good games this season. So they're definitely gonna need everyone to play well tomorrow against the Patriots.
Yeah, and also Dobbins is out.
Yeah.
So, Dobbins seemingly is always out. But
yeah, he always
yeah,
does.
it's like I said, man, I think we're gonna have one hell of a game, man. And a big reason I believe it is because we got two elite coaches. Like there's unquestioned that there's two elite coaches in this game. You know what I'm saying? Mike Vrabel. I don't anticipate Mike Vrabel doing any dumb shit. I don't really anticipate Sean Payton doing it. Payton will Payton from time to time will get a little bit innovative with his game management.
Well, he's aggressive.
Yeah, he is. He is, but Peyton at home, mile high, Vrabel up there too. Both teams are going to be ready to play. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I could see somewhere around, I don't know what the number is, but I could see somewhere around 23-20, 24-21, something like that. Because it feels like in both of these head coaches, regardless of what people think about Sean Payton, he likes to throw the football around because he had Drew Brees and this and that. Peyton, and same tree Dan Campbell came from.
Yeah.
Peyton believed in running the damn football. The entire time he was in New Orleans, he stayed with two dynamic running backs.
Running backs, yeah.
So he's going to try to establish the run for sure. Vrabel's going to do what he does. I think it's going to come down to what happens in special teams, honestly. A Travion Henderson kick return could be the difference in this.
Yeah.
A fumble on a punt return or something like that. That type of goofy stuff happens at Mile High. Fumble, muff punts, and all this other goofy stuff.
And look, we saw what this Broncos defense did to Josh Allen last week, right? He threw 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, a fumble. So we know the defense is going to get after Drake May, and it's going to be a big task for a second-year player.
Yeah, they're going to put the pressure on him up there.
You have
to.
They
definitely are.
I mean, if you look at the tape from last week when they played against Houston, I mean, he made a couple mistakes. And if I'm Sean Payton, I'm looking at that tape and saying, hey, look, this is where we can get after him. The only reason why Houston wasn't able to win that football game is for poor quarterback play by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like the early forecast in Mile High, it looks like it just looked up 23 degrees tomorrow. So not super cold, you know what I'm saying? It's not a blizzard or not below zero or anything like that. 23 degrees at game time. A little light snow.
Does that make it worse? Like playing at Mile High in the snow?
I
mean, not necessarily the snow, but when the air is that thin, once the temperature starts to drop. Like I wonder, is it even rougher?
Good question. I mean, I would think I was trying to go to angle of maybe the kicking game and quarterback trying to get that ball out. You know what I'm saying, with some zip on it. So yeah, I think that the weather is always a factor when you factor it in with the air. But that is a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I would think so. I would think that would be another.
I don't think
obstacle.
the cold would necessarily bother New England. They play in.
No, they play in the cold. They just played in the cold last week. I mean, and to me, if the Patriots are going to win this football game, Drake May is going to have to run the ball. We see how dynamic he can be once he starts running the ball, and then play action pass, things like that. Matt Collins, if he plays tomorrow, that's big for New England. He's made plays for them essentially all year long. Obviously, you want to get Stephon Diggs involved early and often, and of course with the two running backs, Stevenson and Henderson.
Yeah. So, man, it's gonna
Are
be a
the, are
good
the
game.
Patriots just hot, man? They done won 15 of their last 16. Like
Mhm.
that's
Well,
very, very
look,
impressive. I don't care
the,
who you played.
Yeah,
the
that's
only
right. That's
the
right.
only reason why Denver's hosting the game tomorrow is because the Patriots lost to the Raiders week 1.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, just like you said, man, I could see it's so hard, man, to pick these games tomorrow because, like you said, we could make a case for all four of them to win. You could say pull put the four of those teams in a hat, pick one out. That's the team you got to roll with, and you would be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. I mean, I think Jared Stidham kind of lessens it a little bit for the Broncos. That's the only thing I think that they can win a game maybe tomorrow. I don't know if they can win the whole thing. They get there and then go to the Super Bowl, but that's a conversation for another day. But my point was, it's just these four teams are like capable, man. They are, you know what I'm saying, for their own reasons. So
Well, who you guys got?
I'm going Denver. I mean, I think Denver's gonna win. It's gonna be a close game. I'm just gonna call it. I think it's gonna because the New England's what 4.5 point favorites in this one. I think the only thing that could if Stedham gets in trouble, maybe an early turnover, if he could overcome like mental mistake or something like that, that's going to be New England's goal. I think to make him throw in an early interception or something like that. But I'm going Denver, man. That's my story. I'm sticking to it for right now. I'm going Denver.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Denver too. I'm I'm trusting Stidham at this point in time in his career, in this situation, in this game, with his defense and his head coach, more than I am Drake May right now. Like over the playoffs, over the regular season, I seen and Drake played damn good all season.
Yes, he
But
did.
he like Drake still has some of that goofy Josh Allen, big arm. I'm gonna make this goofy throw just for the hell of it type of situations. I don't think he can afford to have those today. I mean tomorrow. I don't. Um, I think Stidham understands the moment probably a little bit better because like I said, he's been around this. He was born and raised into the NFL around this when he got to New England, so he understands the value of protecting the football. I don't think he's gonna turn it over. Now, if Drake May gets out there running around too much, they're gonna hit him and they're gonna go for the football. Like Denver understands the value of taking the football away too.
Yeah,
So and then Certain,
Nick
they,
Bonito.
yeah, I
Nick
mean,
Bonito. Oh God,
yeah,
him. Oh man,
yeah, and I'm not
Jonathan.
sure if Certain gonna travel. Certain may travel,
Yeah.
um, but you could easily strap him on Diggs, and that would erase Diggs and force you or force New England to play with half of the field.
Yeah. Do you guys know who the backup is tomorrow if Jared Stidham goes down?
Oh, what's his name?
Is
Uh,
it it, it, it,
Connor Cook,
Ederling from Texas?
Sam,
Sam.
Sam
Edinger,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellinger. Oh, him.
Hmm.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
forgot he still existed, man. Good
He's
for
still
him.
around. Hey,
Hopefully he
well,
wants the
hey,
season.
but hopefully we don't see him tomorrow.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want to see that. I don't want to
Yeah,
see
we don't
Denver
need
go
another
there.
injury.
Well, if they still won though. Oh boy. Rams Seahawks. All right,
This is
man.
game of the day right here.
Hmm.
Third matchup.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Rams, they both split during the regular season, and it was decided. I think both games were decided by 3 points
Yeah,
total. You know what I'm saying?
the way that Seattle won the last game when it went to overtime, I don't know how, because they were down essentially double digits with I think 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. So
Yep. Yep. That's right. Late December for those, right? Man, it's gonna be a fantastic game, man. I like. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I like Seattle's defense is a nightmare. I think Brock Purdy thought it was 20 people out there last week chasing him around, man. I never seen a quarterback. I think he had they said during the Brock, I never seen this stat. They said he had over 100 yards running backwards.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Running from the defense, bro. I never seen that before, man. So
yeah,
Seattle can't duplicate that again. I mean, I just don't see them playing like that hair on fire again defensively. I do like Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen. I think that probably the best combination left in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The secondary is amazing. I think Stafford really is going to have to utilize, the Whittingham, Kyron Williams out of the backfield, Kobe Parkinson's another guy. I love David Sal. I like the Rams offense, man. They got about seven guys that we know Stafford can distribute the ball, man. He don't need a hell of a lot of time. He don't, because he got those outlets in the backfield and he can do the short tight end passing game. I like the matchup, man. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna take the Rams. I think the Rams gonna win the game. But man, if you told me Seattle just came out and won the game flat out, just beat the Rams, just on some bully ball type stuff, I can believe that too. I really do. Now I think Seattle can play the bully ball game. Rams can't play that way. I think the Rams will try to. They'll make enough play. What I'm getting at is the Rams will make enough plays to win. I think if Seattle wants to win, I think Seattle's just gonna have to push them around and just totally bully ball the hell out of them, and they're capable of doing it. I think Charbonnet's not playing though. If I'm
Yeah,
not,
he tore his ACL, so that's a big injury for the Seahawks. Because we
yeah,
know once he starts running the football, him and Kenneth Walker, I mean, it's a physical run game. But yeah,
yeah,
no, he's gonna be out.
that's right. That's right. I'll let you take it away. I'm sorry, I mean take all the time, but
No, you're good. Yeah, obviously good matchup. Will not be surprised if the game went either way. But I mean, just the way the Rams won last week in overtime in the cold in Chicago. Devontae Adams coming back, he had a huge catch late in that game. Um, I don't know, just the Rams. It kind of seems like early in the year they were the best team in football. People were saying, right? So, and then we know they had some games where they did not play as well. But man, I don't know. I think the Rams are gonna be able to go in there and win that football game.
Yeah, I got the Rams too. It's a good chance all three of us ain't gonna be right. So
right.
I
That's
feel
right.
like on ESPN
And I
or
was
not Big
like
Houston this week.
Fidel. I changed my pick because I had Seattle at first. I did. Like maybe Tuesday, I changed because I'm like, no, I mean, I looked at the Stafford perspective, and I'm like, man, Stafford needs this. Not needs it, but what I'm saying is, if he wants to put himself in the
above
upper
Aaron
echelon,
Rodgers.
there we go. In the upper echelon of quarterbacks to ever play this game, I think he needs this one. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna win MVP. So I think getting a second Super Bowl, man, would really put Stafford in position to go out the way on a high note, man. Like obviously he's not gonna retire, but what I'm saying is you want to get as much hardware as you can, and
You
trust me,
don't think
these
he's gonna
quarterbacks,
retire?
they may not ever get here
I
again.
think I think he could.
I think it could too. I mean, what better way to go out? And we know he's been dealing with the back injury too, essentially all year.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be. Yeah. Yeah. So and then like you said, like just like when we talked about Sean McVay in the pre-show, I think Sean McVay is, if not the top coach, I think he is one of the top coaches in the league, man. Right now at age 40, it's amazing what he done. I truly, and I've grown to like him. I didn't like him at first, and that was just basically on some hometown type stuff with him and the Lions going against each other. But I'm like, when you look at the big picture, McVay know what the hell he doing, man. McVay has got he's got that thing going. He's amazing as a coach, man. You know what I'm
But
saying? So,
yeah, but here's where he can get in trouble. We seen the last couple playoff games when he's gone for it on fourth down and
yes.
don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not telling him how to coach his football team, obviously. But I mean, if you're there in position, it's fourth down, you can get 3 points. You take the 3 points. I mean, if you're able to, get points on that Seattle's defense, I think you have to take them. But again, he's super aggressive. I mean, he likes going for it on fourth down. Obviously, you want to get the running game going, but Sean likes to call a lot of pass plays. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of mini games inside this game. How
Yeah.
do the Rams secondary handle Jackson Smith and Jigba? You guys already talked about Seattle's rushing attack with Charbonnet being out. If this is a close game and every single possession begins to matter,
Yeah.
can you trust Sam Darnold to not make the big mistake? or multiple big mistakes for that matter. I mean, if you look at these two teams, they close as hell to each other. If you look at the scoring on the season, Rams have averaged 30 and a half, Seattle 28.4. Time of possession, Rams 30 minutes, 45 seconds. Seattle Seahawks 30 minutes, 12 seconds. Total team sacks, Rams 47, Seahawks 47. Defensive interceptions, Rams 16, Seahawks 18. But the big difference is the difference that we've talked about with Seattle all season, and why a lot of us didn't really fully completely get behind them is the fact that they turned the ball over too damn much, man. Like
Yeah.
they are still -3 in the turnover differential, and Darnold has 14 of those interceptions. And how
Yeah.
many fumbles? I think he had like 4 or 5 fumbles this season. So
Yeah.
um everything is good. And the same thing with like Detroit, not Detroit, but with Minnesota last year. When he can front run and everything looks good, and that Seahawks defense is swarming around and getting takeaways and giving him short fields, and he can kind of put it on cruise control, he's good. But when you lock Sam Darnold in one of those games where every damn possession matters, every
Hmm.
third down and 8 matters,
Yeah.
every fourth and 1 matters, every misread matters,
Yeah.
every overthrow matters, you can get him in a situation where he'll give you the game. Like, I don't think the Rams secondary is
Mhm.
good enough to handle Smith and Jigba. Smith and Jigba might have like a good 180 today on them boys, but
Mhm.
not today, but tomorrow. But if you can keep them to that, if you're the Rams, and limit the rushing attack for Seattle, because they're gonna be able to pressure them. Like Seattle's offensive line, that's another issue. I'm not sure how their offensive line did against the Rams overall all season, but the Rams get after the quarterback, and Seattle gets after the quarterback too. So I don't want to downplay what they do. Both teams have the same amount of sacks, but Darnold, not Darnold, but Mike McDonald,
Mhm.
and I think this is key too. Being a defensive coordinator, former defensive coordinator, being the complete innovator of his defense as well as the Baltimore Raven defense, and shit, the Rams even trying to run what he runs now with his three safeties.
Yeah.
I think as a head coach, being a defensive minded head coach, he's going to focus on making sure he can limit the Rams offense as much as possible. It's just his nature as a
Yeah,
defensive head coach.
yeah. And then if Seattle wins tomorrow, special teams obviously is going to be a big part of it. Shaheed,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they made the trade during the season. Credit to John Schneider for making that happen. He's helped them win a couple games. The last time they played, he was a big
Yeah.
factor on special teams, right? And then also too, Cooper Cup, he's gonna have to play well as well. Just how he did, last week. He had some good catches against the Niners.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, Fidel. Yeah, Shaheed, man. Yeah, I think he is a difference maker, and he could make the play of the game. You know what I mean? To tilt the game, or give him field position to set up a game-winning drive or something like that. I mean, yeah, I could see Seattle winning too. You know what I mean? I do. I mean, I'm picking the Rams, but I could see where that
Yeah,
thing could change. On a special teams play or the play of their defense, allowing just what Walt said. I think that was a good point, about the being in a short field situation. Like you said, not non-pressure. I told you, a relaxed quarterback is your best friend, man. And if, like you said, if you get yourself in some third and longs, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, you know what I'm saying, obvious passing downs, then that's where you get in trouble, with Sam Darnold from time to time. So I think he'd be highly motivated too. It's just he doesn't really show that much emotion because I'm a big reader in body language, and NFL, watching sports in general. And he's even kill a lot. He really is. I mean, Sam Darnold, you don't know if he's winning up or he up by 10 or down 10 half the time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right.
Um,
And we got to remember he's still dealing with that oblique injury too. We know it's not fully healed, so that's another thing to keep an eye
Yeah.
on.
And I think just like the head coaching matchup we just talked about, the quarterback matchup has a bunch of stories too. You know,
mhm.
can Stafford get a second and put himself above a lot of those other guys who have one, or
Yeah.
guys who do have two? Like Eli Manning is a great comparison, because I think
Mhm.
if he wins two, you have to put him ahead of Eli because he was a better regular season player than Eli also. So if
Yeah,
Stafford won two, and then Stafford is still playing at a dumb high level at his
Yeah.
age, 46 touchdowns this season and only 8 picks.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
you know,
That's right.
though
And
that's better than
MVP.
any season Eli ever had.
Well, if he stacks that MVP to go with it, then he really, yeah, he had of Eli
Yeah,
because Eli never won the MVP. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or if he gets a Super Bowl MVP to go with it and a regular season MVP, he passed him up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Boy, yeah, it would put him ahead of Drew Brees as well.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, well, Aaron Rodgers got a couple MVPs regular season, right? So, you know, I mean, he's got a
With
Super Bowl with like 2 or
yeah,
3 MVPs to go with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, and multiple NFC Championship games lost too for Aaron Rodgers.
When
So.
you got, Darnold trying to give a middle finger to everybody,
mhm.
that would be
Well, I mean,
tremendous.
if you just look at his journey, where
Yeah.
it started, right? Obviously, he gets drafted by the Jets, not the best place, and then he gets traded to Carolina. You know, essentially with Baker Mayfield. Then he goes to he goes to the
Mhm.
Niners under Kyle Shanahan, and then he goes to Minnesota, right? And then we saw what he did with the
Mhm.
Vikings, right? And I mean, now looking at it, I'm pretty
Hey,
sure that they made a big mistake by letting Sam walk.
Man, it would be funny though. Like we talked about the possibility of Baker after
Yeah.
leaving Cleveland, eventually reaching the Super Bowl with Tampa or something like that. How bad would that look for Cleveland? How bad would it look for the Jets?
Yeah.
What do you think Kevin O'Connell's thinking?
Dope. He had his Homer Simpson moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, you'd have been better off paying them, and you probably would have made the playoffs this year. But
That's right.
You
That's right.
damn if
And
you
then
do,
the
damn if
pressure.
you
I
don't.
mean, well, a lot of these gyms, you don't want to prove yourself wrong. Like you draft a quarterback number 10, you ain't got no choice but to kind of play him a little bit. But you could have let him learn. Which I don't think that why is that so bad. I think Detroit's going through that now, where you don't want to get a guy just to learn the system right now. I think that's important. I think that we're just so in a hurry for the quarterback to lead us to the Super Bowl, and it just it's rare. Yeah, here we go, man. See, Fidel don't want to hear that. Fidel
Lion fans don't want to hear that, man.
Lions,
man. Hey, Brent, they ain't ready for that conversation, boy. They was pissed off about Ben Johnson. Well, a lot of them just happy Ben Johnson didn't make it, but it's gonna look bad if.
Why?
Well, because they feel like well, for one, he went to the Bears. I think that was a huge deal. If he would have went to,
I mean, the quarterback was there.
The Giants,
I
or
mean,
he would have went. So
can you blame him?
Yeah, that's right, Fidel. I think too, like you said, he chose them because of the QB. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. First overall pick.
That's what Walt said. Like like Aaron Glenn messed up because he went to an organization with no quarterback. And I think that
and a bad one at that.
Let's keep what you said. Now you would think the Jets this year would draft their quarterback. They have to. You know what I'm saying? Because
but
there we go.
The QB class is not up to par. Man, he's going to be a Raider, so stop it already.
All the Raiders, all the Raiders got to do is fleece the hell out the Jets.
Hey, look, I went to an event last night and I ran into this older gentleman that I know. And as soon as he saw me, he's like, Mendoza. He's a Raider fan, obviously. He's like, he's going to start around. So
roll the dice. I like y'all odds of winning a trade against the Jets. There's a good chance if Mendoza becomes a Jet, he'll be terrible. But you'll have all their picks. It won't even matter.
No. Look, they're drafting a quarterback. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza. So we are off the clock, and now it's the Jets' turn. Who are they going to go with?
They stuck, man. I think the Jets in a rough. No, I wouldn't do that shit. No. I think this is a rough situation to have a top 4, top 5 pick if you need a quarterback.
Yep, that's not the class this year. Yeah.
And then the other thing too to look at is what the free agency list of quarterbacks look like.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who's the bona fide number 2 overall pick. That's kind of in a situation where the Jets are, but they do have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
So they can make some noise, but
intriguing draft. This is intriguing off-season period. For a lot of teams, and just what Fidel said, I think. Who's gonna be the guy that gets traded? Fidel, he's a perfect example. Like Max Crosby, I think TJ Watt, Max Crosby, both of those guys' names are gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? Because
But here's the thing we got to remember about TJ Watt. He just got paid, so they're not going to move him. I don't think they're able to unless they eat most of the money to the team that they're trading him to. Look, Max Crosby not getting traded. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think he's getting
Mhm.
traded.
Wishful
And
thinking, man.
Yeah,
Wishful thinking.
I just
do you want to see the closet full of jerseys of all the players that have gotten traded or
Well,
released?
I,
I don't want to add. I don't want to add another one to
another
that
one,
pile.
huh?
I think we're going to, and I said this a few weeks ago, I do believe we're going to see some names get traded this offseason.
Hmm. Yeah,
Who? I don't
Look,
know.
one of the names. I look. He played well when he had to go in. Right, Mac Jones.
Oh, well, that ain't a name.
He was on a well, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's Mac
Who?
Jones. He was on a tier deal. Mac
Who?
Jones. Um, look, when he had to play, he played well. I
Nobody
mean,
wants Mac,
and he got
though.
beat up pretty bad too.
Does he come with Kyle
No, you
Shanahan?
know, hold on, hold on. You think the Jets wouldn't take Mac Jones?
They be foolish enough to.
yeah.
It's better than what they got.
I
Is
think
it
Yes, you
in
don't think
that
so?
situation? The Jets with Mac Jones and Aaron Glenn and
In
no
a full
offensive
off season,
coordinator? Garrett
could
Wilson?
be worse.
I think that now the other team in New York, I think that they've already did themselves some good and have already improved that team by getting Harbaugh. To get John Harbaugh, you got already, even though he's more defensive minded coach, but they have the defense. You know what I'm saying? The secondary kind of needs some help a little bit. You know what I mean? They kind of get a lockdown corner over there. But man, if you told me I can go and coach this team, and I got Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo, you know what I'm saying, Jackson Dart. You got a little bit something to work with, man. You really do with New
Yeah,
York. I think that getting Harbaugh is a home run for them. Really.
man. Who knows? Maybe they'll trade for Deshaun Watson. I mean, who knows?
No, they're gonna go and trade for your boy Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Greatest defensive line of all time.
Mhm. All right, so we're all on board. We're taking the Rams
We
tomorrow as
all on
well.
board for both
Yeah.
games.
I got Rams. Yeah.
We got a Rams
Oh man,
Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What do
That's
you
what I
want to
think.
see?
I would have
Personally,
wanted
I
to
would
see
rather
the
see Rams
Rams.
Patriots, honestly.
I want to see the Bills Rams, but that's not
Yeah,
gonna
I would
happen.
have
So
wanted to see Bo Nix against Stafford. That was the kind of matchup I wanted. I know people will say Drake May and Stafford, but I was hoping to get that tomorrow and then get, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
all right, so we picked the winners for tomorrow's games. A quick note: they broke today that Mike McCarthy will be the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, Mike McCarthy is from Pittsburgh. He has a relationship with Aaron Rodgers, so maybe Aaron comes back one more year. They draft the quarterback, and they got aging roster, expensive roster, and we'll see what they do. But it looks like Mike McCarthy is going to be the new head coach.
Does this move the needle one iota to anybody giving a damn outside of Pittsburgh? I'm
Well,
just like
only thing
McCarthy.
I can just say this. He's got 175 career wins, Super Bowl. That feels like a long time ago. He does have a Super Bowl. I can't knock that. Heck, a lot of coaches don't have one. He's got one. It doesn't move the needle for me either. I mean, but I think he is a competent head coach. But I think,
Offensive
yeah,
mind.
I think the game's kind of passed him by. I don't know. He don't do nothing for me, man. I mean, I wouldn't hire him. I'd rather take my chance with somebody new, to be honest with you. But I can see where they're coming from. The Rooney family, they stick with their coaches. I can see them hiring him. You know what I mean? Just for some stability. Like you said, agent roster, they probably don't want anybody. A younger, energetic guy probably wouldn't mesh well with them. Cam Haywood
No,
and the
yeah,
guys that they have. So
and if they do want to draft the quarterback, right? I think Mike McCarthy is an offensive minded coach. He's worked with Aaron, Dak. So I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, does it move the needle? They could have done worse.
I don't know, man.
yeah,
It's all up to what we see next season, man. I just think that this is a team that just won't let go. Like just rebuild. Like stop thinking that you're just 1 to 3 pieces away. Like you've been far away from being a legitimate contender for the last what 8 years, 9 years. Because even the
Yeah.
last what 3 years of Big Ben were kind of like poultry.
Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest, you know. So ever since Big Ben left, things have been significantly downhill. You failed on some quarterbacks. You failed on some offensive linemen. You failed on some coaches. If you're the Steelers, like in what they have, what 12 picks, I think 11 picks in this draft coming up.
Yeah.
So they have the ability to give that roster some infusion of youth, but
Yeah.
you still if you don't have a quarterback, we keep talking about this with all of these head coaches that lost their jobs this year. Outside of McDermott in Buffalo, like nobody else had a quarterback for the most part. And well, me, of course,
Well,
yeah,
John
John too.
Harbaugh,
Yeah.
But typically,
whenever Lamar's available.
and we talked about this at the beginning of the show with Aaron Glenn vaguely. Um, when you don't have a quarterback and you're a first time head coach and you don't have any cachet, I don't give a damn whether you play for an organization or not. Things go sour real quick. And typically these guys are gone by what? If they're not gone by midway year two, they're definitely on the hot seat and gone by like the first 3 or 4 weeks of year three. So if you win 4 games year one and then you start year two 0-4, 0-5, that's a death sentence. That's what we keep talking about with
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn. Like he took the job, he wanted it for his reasons, but you might have almost wanted the Saints job. And we talked about him taking the Saints job instead of that Jets job. Like I would
Yeah.
trust the Saints organization. They have the most recent history of being competent.
Yeah.
And look, they got a quarterback. They stumbled upon the quarterback over there.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
All right. So obviously, we know that Sean McDermott got fired a couple days after that loss in Denver. We saw they've interviewed Brian Daboll, Mike McDaniel, but one of the names I was not expecting to see that they interviewed, Philip Rivers, interviewed for that head coach position with Buffalo. What are you guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Walt.
I mean, it's a league where anything can happen. This league and this generation of owners, team presidents are more so SoFi people. Um, what is it? What's the other one? They're people from a certain ilk for that matter. They don't think the way classical GMs and team presidents and ownerships used to think. A lot of those people have passed away, phasing out. They've left their teams to their grandchildren and children. Things are ran completely differently now, man. Anybody can be a head coach now in the league. That's why hearing the phrases of this guy isn't ready, he needs more seasoning, this guy needs that, this guy needs that. Nobody needs shit anymore except to have the right connections. That's all this tells to me in the league is there racism, blatant racism in the NFL when it comes to like the good old boys club and who gets opportunities and who doesn't? Of course. But I think the nepotism more than anything else is running rapid in the league too, man. Like some of these people that are getting jobs. This goes back to what? Look at the Colts.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday. Yeah.
Yes, and you
Mhm.
literally pulled this man off television and handed him a headset.
Mhm.
And then you tell other people who have 12, 13 years of experience in the NFL that, well, you haven't called plays. Well, you haven't been a coordinator fully.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have enough experience. Well, it's blatant BS, man. It's blatant BS, and I think it's an embarrassment to what the league has become. But that's not just the NFL; that's society, period, man. We see so much goofy stuff going on in the NBA, MLB, not so much hockey for that matter. But this is just a microcosm of what I think our society has become. Um, all of our GMs are on social media now, interacting with fans. Like it's you got owners, you got some owners on. They got Twitter accounts, they got X accounts, man.
R.I.P. Jim Mercy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna mention her because she, I think she's kind of kind of breaking the mold for, I think you're going to see a lot more of the GM on the field type thing. What she doing? I want to know who's calling these plays. I want to know who made the mistake. I want to know and hold them accountable. Who called this dumbass, 3rd and 3 straight hand? You know what I'm saying? I want to know who's accountable for that because there's a lot of inner workings. Now, people like us get criticized all the time. Oh, you guys don't know football. You guys don't know the X and O's. You don't know the ins and the outs. I'm just saying that's what happened. Hey, Amara St. Brown just said it to the fans and everything like that, right? So my point I'm trying to make is if it's so hard, then why, like Walt said, can anybody just get hired, right? I mean, obviously Philip Rivers knows the game. Obviously, he knows, and you can't show him any kind of scheme that he doesn't know, or any defense that he doesn't know, or anything like that. But I do think the what Walt, I kind of agree with you, Walt, and I think the chain of command is, um, the chain of command is gone. Like I thought it used to be like you used to have to work your way up to be a head coach. Obviously, I guess not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the times have changed. I thought you just chain of command.
No. I think the person that makes the most sense here to be hired by Buffalo is Brian Daboll. Obviously, he's worked with Josh Allen. He's been a coach on that on that team previously. So to me, if they're going to hire anybody, it would make a lot of sense for it to be Brian Daboll. But who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think Josh the scheme proof. Like him, Lamar, Pat for that matters. Pat excellent within Andy Reid's offense, of course, but Josh Allen's at an age and point in time in his career where his talent is what it is. He is who he is as a quarterback. I don't see anybody coming in really having to alter too much or change too much. They just get into problems with him when they expect him to be Superman too damn much, And for the most part, is he Superman for them a lot? Yes, he is. But I think listen, and someone had a comment in the comment section when we get out here about him and Lamar and how Lamar gets covered. I actually think, man, Lamar gets off scot-free, bro. Nobody ever badmouths Lamar. And I don't get where people keep getting this idea that Josh Allen gets glazed. Everywhere I look, Josh Allen gets trashed, bro. All season long. All season long, people be trashing Josh. So I don't like this. I don't understand like creating this Josh versus Lamar thing. These two dudes cool with each other. So I don't understand this whole, well, you're a Lamar fan, so I gotta hate on Josh. Or you're a Josh fan, so I gotta hate on Lamar. Like it shouldn't even work that way. Neither one of these dudes won shit. Now, one dude got a worser playoff record than the other dude, but nobody ever talks about that. So I think, I don't think Josh gets overglazed at all. I think Josh been struggling with getting beat up by the public for the last few years and falling short. And Lamar's been having his issues losing, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We make up excuses for who we like and for who we don't like. We completely destroy them. I don't think that's really a fair way to evaluate any of these quarterbacks in football. But anyway, man, not to get too far off a track, but we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I want to thank everybody for joining us today on this wonderful Saturday. And until next time.
Hey, Walt.
Didn't go anywhere.
Oh, good. Real quick from Adam Schefter, Dolphins are hiring their senior pass game coordinator Bobby Slowick as the new offensive coordinator. Slowick also interviewed for the Eagles offensive coordinator job.
What does that mean for your boy?
No clue.
We're going to open up the passing game. Things are going to be different this year. Then it's more of the same. Listen, he's another guy, man. Jalen Hurts. Things go bad quickly.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, till next time, enjoy your weekend.